Hello, everybody. Good morning. Very happy to be with you again. Thank you for being here with us. Thank you, Andalucía. And thank you, Julia. Julia, thanks for your support. Please go ahead and give us instructions.
Thank you. So happy to be here. So as always, just a quick reminder, everyone is silent, so we can't hear or see you. And if you have any questions throughout, please send them to us. We will get to them all at the end, just on your GoToWebinar module in the questions section. And again, this will all be recorded, so you'll get the recording along with a little document of insider tips sent to your inbox tomorrow. Virginia?
Thank you. Okay, so we are going to be exploring today the very south of the south of Andalucía, of Spain, and of Europe. So the southernmost point, which is located in Spain, in Tarifa. So Vejer de la Frontera, we are back into these cities that had the surname of the border, de la Frontera, because just a reminder, they were the border between the Christians and the Arabs for many, many years. Bolonia, Zahara, Tarifa, all this amazing area. Many whitewashed villages. If you see the architecture, of course, it has a lot of, the European Spanish, but, it has a little flavor of Morocco in it, just a little bit. We are very close by. So southern part of Europe, Mediterranean and Atlantic, and the south is Andalucía. And we're going to speak to that little tiny, very corner down there, where you see the word Gibraltar. Again, last Thursday, we're speaking about Sanlúcar and Cadiz and Jerez, all that area. We're going all the way down to Tarifa, which is the southernmost part. Then you have Gibraltar, and then we'll go a little farther up into Sotogrande. So this fabulous area, very easy to drive. From Cadiz to Bolonia is less than 1 hour drive. So very, very close by. And from Zahara, Bolonia to the very south to Seville is a couple of hours. So that's it. Let's begin with Vejer. You will see that many of these cities or villages, the ones in the little mountains, they are usually, a little up high because they were defensive bastions against, because it was a land that was in fights for many, many years. Vejer de la Frontera, think that Tarifa, which is a little farther south by Gibraltar, has its name from Tariq. Tariq was the first Arab, the first Muslim, that in the year 711, he was the commander-in-chief, jumping, over the Strait of Gibraltar to take over the Iberian Peninsula for the Muslims. So, that's the very, very south. So we are really the border, even if there's a sea in between. We were the border for many, many years. So as you see, many of the villages will have a castle on top. We have an old wall, maybe a huge church if they don't have a castle, because the church served as a castle, because they could go inside and stay safe because of the big walls if there was an invasion. And now you see a lot of all these old stones. Here you see a Gothic, a beautiful Gothic architecture, but at the same time you see the white walls with the little pots for the flowers. That's very, very typical from Andalucía. So very old walls that in many occasions, like this one, was built by the Arabs. They were defensive walls by the Arabs that we inherited and, kept for our own safety. Beautiful square, as you see, tiles all over, palm trees. So it really, when you see the pine trees, you may think of Morocco. When you see the tiles, you may think of Portugal. We are, a little bit of all the people that surround us and all the people that have traveled to our land. So, you see a lot of pots with flowers. We love it in the south of Spain. We love the flowers, the plants. So we have them in the house. We have them outside the houses also. There's a great cultural foundation in this area called Monte Medio. And it's a contemporary art. And it's really cool because it has nothing to do with those Gothic churches and those villages with the white houses. Is really, this reminds me, first time I see it, like Seville, so with the bridge of the on the Plaza de España, but it's, you know, it's all this contemporary art that really, you know, gives a new perspective, is a new thing. So this is Vejer de la Frontera, and this is Chefchaouen in Morocco. Chefchaouen and Vejer are sister or brother cities. They have a lot of history in common, because many of the people that escaped from Vejer when it was reconquered by the Christian kings jumped in a boat and went back to Morocco, and they went to Chefchaouen. So Vejer and Chefchaouen have a history in common. And I just wanted to mention, so we all know, some very old windmills in the area. But it's very important to understand that it has been, all this land is borderland. So it has been influenced by many, many people. This is Bolonia Beach. It's a fabulous beach. When I'm 58 years old, when I was 15, 18, 20, we used to go to Marbella on holidays, and even to Sotogrande on holidays, and many occasions went to Bolonia Beach. And Bolonia Beach was fabulous because Bolonia has the ruins on top of this amazing, you know, sand, the ruins of a Roman city. And the remains of this Roman city, they are by the water. So, you know, when I was 15 and 18, you know, we used the towel to put, you know, over the column so we could stay there. There were no, it was not museum. Nowadays you go and visit, it's a museum, you have to enter your ticket, you know, a guide will explain you. Those years, it was fabulous. It was very, very special. But now it's very amazing, because now we really know about the Romans in this area and how they use all these small little piers and ports to take things back to Rome. All things, you know, maybe the silver, the gold that they had in the mines in the north of Spain were brought to the south, and from here were, you know, taken to Rome. So in these Roman ruins, we even have a theater. In certain occasions, they do this certain theater. And this is Cape Trafalgar, which is important for us and very well known, because this was the place where the Battle of Trafalgar took place. We lost Gibraltar to the British in the year 1713. Sorry, I don't know how to say that. And that's the 18th century. And in the early 19th century, when Napoleon was, you know, the emperor, the beginning of the 19th century was a huge battle, and Spain supported the French, so Napoleon, because we were against the British, because we wanted to take back Gibraltar from them. So it was a huge battle in this area that really changed. It was the beginning of the change of all the wars with Napoleon, and it was right in front of these amazing, beautiful beaches. So Trafalgar Cape is important. There are many lighthouses, we call them faros, in this area, because you know, a lot of sailors and a lot of navigants, and some of them come from the Roman times and still in there. And this is beautiful Zahara de los Atunes. This area is fabulous. De los Atunes means of the tuna fish. So it is the area where we fish tuna fish, and it's amazing because they come from places like Japan in ships to get the fish, as the fishermen take them to get the fish in their ships and froze it. Is the best, supposedly the best tuna fish in the world comes from this part, and it is Zahara de los Atunes. So important the tuna fish for them that even in the name of the village is written. So in this area, fabulous tuna fish to eat. This is an old church, as you'll see, it's almost like a grot. And what is and why is so special the tuna fish? One of the reasons why is because the way it is fished. It is fished in this huge net called almadraba. They put this huge net, and the ships go around the net with all the fishermen, and they take it up at the same time, fishing amazing tuna fishes. I mean, it's really, really impressive. It's summertime, and when you are in this area, it's all about the tuna in every restaurant. It's really, really big. Remember, this is the place to have tuna fish. Even the people from Japan come here to buy it. So it's all about the sea, right? So sailing, yachting is a lot of what we do in this part of the world. It's very, very amazing and fascinating. It's also an area with a lot of wind. So for people that love sailing boats, is really fun. And it's surfers paradise. Tarifa is the surfers paradise. We have two places in Spain. One is Tarifa in the very south we're speaking about. The other one is San Sebastian, all that part of the very north of Spain, the other border with France. And we have tons of places, of course, in Portugal on the way. But Tarifa is like one of the places. It's fun village because you are going walking down the village of Tarifa, and it's so windy that in some of the corners, the buildings have a place so you can put your hand so the wind doesn't take you when it's windy, which is not always, but certain days, of course. And, everybody goes to enjoy that wind. So if you continue a little bit south, you pass by Gibraltar. That, of course, we take clients to Gibraltar also. No wonder. It's a lot of to do and to visit. But if you continue, you get to Sotogrande, which Sotogrande is an area, they say is one of the most luxurious areas in Europe for holidays. And you have polo, I mean, different polo matches, and almost every week in the year there are polo. There's polo, but also there are tennis, lots of tennis, and also some of the most and best golf courses in the south, in Spain and in Portugal. So this is the polo. This is an old photo of the polo, but because of course not so many people together again anymore. But I thought it was fun to see how it was before. Now they need to come back. So this is the daughter of the king giving the cup, the lady with hat, giving the cup to the winner of the polo race. And this is what I was saying, Valderrama, the golf course of Valderrama, which is supposedly one of the top in the world, is right here in Sotogrande. But you have Sotogrande, you have Finca Cortesín, you have many golf courses all the way from here to Marbella. So really very nice. Of course, there are many golf courses in other parts of Spain and Andalucía, but this area is really, if you really want the top, this is the place to be. And it's very cool to be playing golf when you see the amazing sea and the Strait of Gibraltar, like right there. It's really special. It's very nice. So from here, you can easily reach Seville on a day excursion and then go back to, as we were saying, to stay safe in secondary cities in the countryside. Also Cadiz, the beautiful city of Cádiz. The province of Cádiz that we are speaking about today, and a lot about the province of Cádiz these days, was in the article by the New York Times last year, like one of the places must visit in 2020. So I guess in 2020, many of us keep traveling, but for sure for next year. And one of the reasons, of course, is the food. And this is the atún del Madraba that we were speaking about, very unique. And, different ways of preparing it. Because it's like when we were speaking about Jerez, there are many fabulous restaurants here, many fabulous places. This is the Manteca Colorada, which is lard, colored lard, or lard color, red lard. And it's very typical with the paprika in this area. So they just put it and use it to put it on bread, or maybe even put the meat inside, which is very nice. You see it here in a toast. It's very, I don't think it's very suggested to have this if you are on a diet, but anyway. And one of the things I love when I come to this part of Spain, of Andalucía, is the meat, because they have these special cows, red cows, that's retinta cow. Tinta means tint, red. And the food, I mean, the meat is fabulous. Like really, you see the special different flavor. Very, very nice. And of course, we produce lots of citrus, oranges, lemon, mandarin, many all around Spain, of course, but this area is especially important for that. So very, very good quality. So very nice. And of course, the olive oil. I mean, what can I say? We produce different type of olives and different type of olive oil all over. And that's another fun thing to take travelers to, to learn about all these specialities from Spain and do tastings and see how they are done, and, to see the almadraba. Let's go for some restaurants. So this is a Castilleria in Vejer. This great grill house, back into the meat, remember? This is Mesón El Toro. It's very casual, very low-key. And I'm suggesting the fried eggs. Remember, we don't have fried eggs for breakfast. We have them in the evening, in the afternoon, like for dinner, for lunch. And I'm bringing this here because Jose Andres, this Spanish chef that lives in the US, loves this part of Spain and loves this restaurant. So I really wanted to share with you the photo. Venta Pinto, the lomo en manteca, the manteca colorada, the red lard we're speaking about. Very nice restaurants. And this is the Chiringuito Vivo in Tarifa. Tarifa is the Vivo chef Dani Garcia, 3 Michelin star. This is a Chiringuito, is right by the water. And this is very casual area, very laid back. Everybody, chill out in the evening to see the sunset. Very nice food, but very relaxed life. Here is very, very unconventional, beautiful places, great food, but everybody is relaxed and happy. More tuna, and of course La Reserva to play golf in Soto Grande. Artisans Works, of course, we have artisans this area, the pottery, the baskets, and the leather. Leather is really a big one all over. This is La Reserva Club. And this is the Hotel Plaza 18 in Vejer de la Frontera. Very nice. It's beautiful, small little property, lots of character. It's very new. Very new. It's not 5-star top luxury, but it's maybe 4-star, but it has that luxury of being right in the right place and the authenticity. You see, it's very, very nice. So this is the same property, but one step down. But I still wanted to include it because it's, even if it's not that luxurious, it's very authentic. If you see, it's very, very nice and great views. And a nice place. And they have apartments for rental. So we are doing a lot of the villa rental, so we like this. Here it is, Hacienda San Rafael, which is nearby from our friends. Fabulous property, as we spoke the other day. And this is Finca Cortesin, which is is one of the top hotels in Spain, maybe one of the top 3 in the entire country. It's like right here. It's a fabulous property. And if you see through the window, you can almost see Gibraltar and Africa. A clear day. They have a Michelin star restaurant serving fabulous fish and of course tuna fish. And Finca Cortesin also has apartments for rental, like little villas, for rental. And they are the top quality you can find in Spain, I believe. Also in Soto Grande, many great villas for rental. So this is a great opportunity to be right here, playing golf, sailing, going hiking, biking, exploring, enjoying the gastronomy, and, staying on the safe side, but, with truly luxurious environment. And so you have an idea, the temperatures here is very, very nice. The little distance between the temperatures during the day and the night. So it makes it very, very easy and enjoyable, and it's warm during the day. This is the southernmost part of Andalucía, of Spain, and of course of Europe. So really almost touching Africa. Beautiful apartments for rental. So, oops. So this is it. Thank you very much, Julia.
Okay, thank you, Virginia. That was wonderful. So we have a few questions today. If you have a question but haven't asked it yet, just go ahead and get that into us in the next couple of minutes. So Virginia, the first question, what is the best way to travel here from the major cities?
What is the best way? Well, I would say, from major cities, I would say Malaga or Cadiz, Seville, driving, have a driver, have a car, drive around, explore it, really, I could say. No wonder.
Okay, wonderful.
This is the place to really get the car and, drive around and see the small stop everywhere. It's really nice and it's very, very easy. Sorry.
Great. Can you tell us a little bit more about the city of Cadiz?
Yes. It's one of the oldest cities in Europe. They say it's like 6,000 years old, so really very, very nice and very old. It's like in a bay, embracing the water, embracing the sea. It's a fabulous place to discover. A friend of mine, a good friend of mine that works in Andalucía tourism, told me once that Cadiz is a little bit like Havana in Cuba. That made me think, because it really has a lot in common. But it's a fabulous city because, they are still recovering a lot that is in there that they don't know. So, there's one area that was the city, they began taking walls around, and all of a sudden they have like Roman ruins in the city center. It's really very, very, very nice. And it's a city facing the water, and it was very, very important in the Roman times. And, the Malecón is like in La Habana, and it has a parador. It's a Hotel Parador of Cadiz. That is a very nice place to stay in. It's right on the water. It's one of those gems that not many people visit. Not only the city of Cadiz, but the entire province of Cadiz.
Fantastic. How about the average temperature in February, March? Is off-season travel viable in this area?
It's very, very doable. I would say the worst months, December, January, February. I don't think the temperature goes down lower than maybe 50, 55 degrees. So really, it's fun. We made the joke, it's not cold, so you don't really heat the houses because it's not cold. We're supposed to be not cold. So it's really not cold outdoors because it gets to a point that the houses get cold inside. So I have a friend that was saying always that, in the winter, like December, January, February, it's warmer outdoors than indoors. It's like the joke. And it's very, very doable. Again, it's not only that temperatures don't go very, very low, stay at a very nice, 55, for example, 60, but also that the difference between the day and the night makes it very, very, very easy, very, very doable.
Wonderful. Okay, how about the average nightly cost for the top hotels in this area?
Depending, the top hotel will be Finca Cortesin. I guess the others are 2 steps down. And Finca Cortesin, depending on the time of year and the category. I mean, but you need to think that always keep in mind that the prices in Spain, if we compare to Italy or to France, are really, really low. Like the money you need to spend one day in France, you get 2 days in Italy, 3 in Spain, and 4 in Portugal. So you could be in one of these very, very top hotels paying maybe 400 euros per night in certain moments. In other moments, of course, it's more. But, it's much more affordable. It's much more doable than other parts.
Okay. What is there for clients to do in Gibraltar? And would you recommend staying overnight or just a day trip from this area?
Can you repeat the first part of the question, Julia? Sorry, I didn't hear.
Sure. What is there for clients to do in Gibraltar?
Okay. Well, I recommend it as a day excursion. But even, unless there's a certain, curiosity or certain reason why you want to go, I would even skip it. No, I mean, I love Gibraltar. It's fun. The excursion is fun for us because, you know, we are in Spain and all of a sudden enter a land, tiny portion of land where they speak a different language. You see Marks and Spencers and the pubs, and, you know, it's just one street almost, and, you know, you have this big change. So that is fun. But apart from that, little more. It's important and it's very interesting if you are interested in Jewish history, because there's an important Jewish community, and, you know, for years with Morocco, with Spain, a lot of commerce and a lot of movement. We have in Gibraltar, as we have in other places in Portugal and Spain, members of the local Jewish communities that take our clients to explore. So that, you know, that will be a great reason for me to visit Gibraltar. But apart from that, you know, just to get there to see the monkeys, you know, go and visit Tarifa, go and visit other places, and go sailing boat and enjoy. Yeah. And if you are willing to go, just go for the day. And even sometimes we have clients stopping in Gibraltar on the cruise ship, and we send them a guide. They do Gibraltar in half an hour, you know, that street, and then exit and go, you know, to explore Spain. So much more to do outside.
Okay, great. And another Gibraltar question. How about South Americans? When they have Schengen visas, can they enter Gibraltar, or they need separate documentation?
Well, up to now, if you had a Schengen visa, it's okay. You don't need anything, you just enter. But you know that the UK has to finish the negotiation with the European Union by the end of December, by December 31st this year. So after that, we will know what we need to do to enter. We, people with Schengen visa, like those Latin Americans and us, what do we have to do to enter the UK or to enter Gibraltar, really? It will be, you know, there's many people living in Spain, working in Gibraltar, and opposite. Many people living, I mean, working in Gibraltar, British, but they have the houses in Soto Grande, for example, and they move from one to the other. But really, I cannot answer. Up to now, they could do whatever thing we could do, enter, exiting, no problem. But I have no idea what will be after the end of this year because of these negotiations still working on.
Okay, well, we will wait and see. All right, now when booking the trip, some clients prefer to travel with the same guide. Can we assign the same private tour guide through all of Andalucía, or do we only offer local guides in cities like Sevilla and Granada separately?
We have guides, local expertise all over, experts in their own little place, but also experts in Andalusia. So we can have the same guide traveling with the clients, even for all of Spain. But unless, you know, it's like group traveling with a client all the time, most of our travelers are happier to have the guide like in the morning and then see the guide 2 days after somewhere else. So we can also organize that. So that is not a problem. Julia, you know, well, we do custom travel. So you tell us what the client wants and we'll make it happen. But we do have expert local guides in all of Andalusia. So that shouldn't be a problem.
Fabulous. Okay, last question here. What is your personal favorite way to spend a day in this area of Spain, Virginia? What would be your perfect day?
Eating, I mean, that tuna fish, that meat. But I maybe could spend, I mean, visiting the ruins of the Roman ruins, that is very touching. That is very special. They are right on the water. Sailing boat, I love Tarifa. I don't know if I said it enough. It's the southernmost point. This area has been inhabited for so many centuries, and it was it's the opening of the Mediterranean. Is the closest area to Africa. It's magical. There's a lot of energy in this part of Spain. It's a lot of energy here. So, maybe even having enjoying a beautiful glass of sherry wine with some ham seeing the sunset. I mean, it's a fabulous place just to relax and enjoy and discover.
Amazing. Well, I know I can't wait to get there either now, as soon as we can. All right, that's it for the questions. Before I say goodbye, just wanted to give a reminder. Our next session will be this Thursday, the 19th, and we will be visiting Almante, El Rocío, and Huelva. So that will be at the same time. And again, all of the recordings for today's session and the session on Thursday will be sent the day following. That's it for me. Virginia?
Gracias. Thank you so much. Enjoy a beautiful Tuesday. And thank you for being here with us and for your interest in beautiful Andalucía. Thank you.